We are set to open higher on these comments from both the president and President Xi. President Xi says China wants to work out a phase one agreement on what he calls the basis of mutual respect and equality. Goes on to say, quote, as we always said, we don't want to start the trade war, but we're not afraid. When necessary, we will fight back. We've been working actively to try not to have a trade war. And then here is the president on Fox a few moments ago.
We have a deal potentially very close. He wants to make it much more than I want to make it. I'm not anxious to make it. We're taking in hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. We never took in 10 cents. We are not paying like, they fed the line, the media fed the line about us paying.
Jim said he told Xi that this cannot be an even deal and said he didn't say whether he would sign this Hong Kong resolution that just got through Congress. Said we are standing with Hong Kong, but I also want to stand with President Xi.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you really can do that. I think that the president is uniquely doing some sort of what Gary Friedman from RH, Deal Restoration Harbor, talked about. Art of the deal, said it's actually playing out. Look, the president actually follows a lot of the companies that report earnings. And in almost all the calls, there is just, particularly in retail, people are moving away from China. When he hears this, he wants to string it out. He keeps thinking that the longer this goes on, the more the companies move from China, which increases his leverage. He's got the leverage. President Xi, I think the mainstream media just really loves a solid communist dictator. And I do think that the idea that the president, he doesn't want even. I mean, he doesn't respect China. He also disrespects all the presidents who have played with China in a way that people, that the Chinese like. But I don't know. Is there really a deal if he hates them? What is the no?
All right. So what happens once we get closer to December 15? Are you expecting no signing and then a delay of those tariffs, or do they go into effect? And what does the market think of that?
I think the market's fine. You got to keep stringing out the market. The higher the, I mean, look, we've had 3 days that we didn't go up because we've lacked a statement like we got this morning on Fox and Friends, which is obviously the venue of choice now.
But what do we get? We got there's no direction
deal,
whatsoever
no
from those comments.
Right. Listen, there's going to be a deal. It's going to be fabulous, but there's no deal, and it's not good. I don't know who else gets away with saying that. Can you imagine? Nordstrom was fabulous. The numbers were terrific. But the problem was the numbers were awful and it was bad. Can I get away with that, or will someone send me an email or something saying that that's not right? The president gets away with it.
Yeah, not a lot of direction at this point.
No, I want to hear what Peter Navarro has to say. I know that there's not a lot of respect between Navarro and China. Now, Mnuchin, tremendous respect. So remember, I keep telling you, this is The Apprentice. This is the final episode. And one of these guys is going to go down the elevator and get into a yellow cab. And I think it's not going to be the Navarro camp. I think it's the other camp. They are headed down the elevator. And unless we use that metaphor, people do not understand the president.
Are you specifically calling for either Mnuchin or predicting Mnuchin or Lighthizer resignation?
No, I think Mnuchin likes his job too much. He can still be sent down the elevator, and not get a China deal. Look, Navarro is adamant that you got to solve the 7 deadly sins, which include stopping fentanyl and stopping the dumping. And the president's deeply committed to the Navarro agenda. He's not committed to doing more trade. There is a wing in the White House that I call the Schwartzman wing, which is the wing at the Thornton wing, the Hank Paulson wing. Henry Kissinger, they want trade with China no matter what. And then there's the Navarro wing, which is like, we want wholesale reform. And I think the president's more committed to wholesale reform than he is to getting a lot of soy orders.